For you, Canada. Guess how many cities Canada has that has more than 1 million people? 6. 6 compared to 150. Guess how many the US has more than 1 million people? 9. 9. China has 150 cities with more than 1 million people. Yeah, so it's massive. So you don't even have to take over the entire market there. You can just tap into some of the smaller sub-markets, you know, just have a few cities that you go into. And it's not like here where a company really has to dominate a market to stay in business. Also in China, there are an increasing number of families that have disposable income. And did you know that China has the highest interest rate for savings? And 30 to 40%. 30 to 40% on your savings there. McDonald's opened 175 locations last year. So it's a market to keep your eye on. There was an article that Rob distributed a couple weeks ago about Foxconn and the man who makes your iPhone, Terry Guo, is pronounced Guo, like G-W-O. He's the richest man in Taiwan, and he's the biggest exporter out of China. He started with a $7,500 loan from his mother to do television knobs, to create television knobs. And now he's one of the leading manufacturers of consumer electronic goods. Last year, he donated $15 billion to a cancer research center. Pardon me. Selecting products. I just wanted to talk about this for a minute. Now, you want to select products that have very low trade barriers. And that's usually consumer goods and giftware type items, decor, those kinds of things. Of course, arms, drugs, all of those things have high, you know, lots of high trade barriers to them. Also, apparel has high trade barriers to it as well. So some products have higher barriers, some have lower, and I'm going to talk about trade barriers in a little bit. But you want to pick products that are easy, especially if you're getting started. You don't want difficult products where something's going to be stuck at the border. Okay, I just wanted to show you. Have you guys seen this, NeoCube? One of the things that I enjoy is knowing about international trade. I can capitalize on stuff that comes up. I've been an international trade consultant since 1996, and I was trading before that time. I started importing items in the early 90s. And so as opportunities come up, I can take advantage of the market. This is one product that you're going to see this year. It'll be the Elmo, the laughing Elmo this Christmas. It's a cube. It's made up of spheres. The kids just love this. This is one example of a product that's fairly inexpensive. You can buy them individually, say for $11 on eBay, but then you're paying a lot in shipping, right? You've got your $20 shipping on top of that. You can get them from a manufacturer for about $6. And then you've just got the one shipping cost. And they sell for $34. Now, this kind of item, you need to really do your research. The potential is there, right? You can see the potential in an item like this. Whoops. But you need to do your research. There's a company, I found it interesting because there's a company that it looks like they were the starters of it. And one of the problems with the China market is that there is one of the barriers, one of the challenges is that they do have a lack of, well, yeah, somebody said ethics, knockoffs. Well, they do have a bit of a problem with respecting intellectual property at times. Okay, and then with all all trading, please keep ethical trading in mind, because you really want to make sure that you know your suppliers, you know what they're producing, how they're producing it. And these links are also in the handout that I gave you. So I'm not going to spend too much time on them there. Evaluating a product for the market. These are some questions that you want to ask. Does the product require any special logistical considerations? So another thing is, if you're just starting out, choose products that are lightweight. Don't choose products that are really heavy and have special logistical concerns. What are the labeling restrictions? I'm sorry, I don't have time to go into all the questions now, but I do have a supplier and a product evaluation on my website. You can go to my website at www.importexportcoach.com. And I've just got 2 suppliers here, if you're looking for suppliers of products. I have 2 of them listed here, but I've got a whole bunch of them in the handout here. Yeah, all the links in the presentation are in the handout. You're welcome. Evaluating a supplier, I'd have to say the top question that you should ask is, can you have an exclusive territory? And the other thing is, get everything in writing. The legal considerations that you should be thinking about are, like I said, the exclusive territory. Are they going to be able to provide you with the product in time? What is their lead time? What is their turnaround time? That kind of thing. This is a checklist for, I know it's really tiny, but it's a checklist to make a contract. This is on my website as well. This, I don't think, is in the handout. And it's a checklist of what to put in your contract. So, describing the nature of the relationship. If somebody tries to bypass you and go straight to the supplier, is that supplier going to make sure that they refer people back to you? That's really important. Okay, everybody knows what this is, right? The Great Wall of China, built in the Ming Dynasty to keep out military attacks, but also to regulate the comings and goings of the people and the goods. And that's what castles were made for too, to castle walls, city walls, to regulate the movement of people and goods. This is what trade barriers were in ancient times. Now, trade barriers are similar. They're like a wall, and for some goods, to bring some goods in, you're working with a really high wall to get over, and some have no wall in a duty-free situation like NAFTA. And so this truly was the trade barriers of the time, and now we've got rules, regulations, restrictions set up at the border to keep your product from coming in. And so how high the wall is determines how easy it is to bring it in or not. Every single object around you is associated with a tariff number. And the tariff number, combined with the country of origin, indicates how much taxes and duties you'll pay on that product. And so, like I said, when you're making the right contacts, you can contact your own country to see what the trade barriers and rules are to keep a product out. But the foreign consulates is who you would contact to help find the buyers and help promote your product. So the harmonized system is what's used for the tariff numbers. And it starts with a 6-digit number, and then each country adds some numbers on. So in the US and Canada, we have a 10-digit system. So this is for a coffee maker, for example. The first 6 digits are from the harmonized system code, and it was a huge book, as you could see.